Morning, everyone. Sunday, the 6th of October. Here on Hotel Cockerel. Welcome to the Members Show. So, anyone who's a member, you're more than welcome to come on and have your say about anything you want to talk about. Let me start by wishing everybody all the very best. I hope you are all well out there, whether it's your morning, your afternoon, or your evening. I hope your Sunday is going well. And I wish you nothing but the best for the remainder of your weekend for you and your loved ones. And we have a small matter of a game later on today. But that aside, we have someone in the back already who needs no introduction, and I'm going to bring him on. Good morning, champ. You're muted. You're muted.
Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Chad. How are you, legend?
Done not bad, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad, mate. And I should say good evening to all my southern friends as well. So I hope everyone's well.
It is evening for you.
Happy, safe, and enjoying their Sunday.
Have you got bank holiday there tomorrow?
No, mate, I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't.
Okay, someone said to me that it's a long weekend because Monday's clear as well, and I'm like, okay, I can't remember who said it to me.
Oh, mate, it's sort of statewide. Different states have different public holidays, so possibly the northern states or Western Australia or something may have something, but no, not here in the land of Queen Victoria.
Right. And how are you, Tigara? How's life with you, mate? How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, I've got no complaints. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I'm just remembering the last time that we had you on, you had a big victory for the first time in 20 odd years.
Yeah, mate, I did. Yeah, I was pretty hungover till about Thursday this week, but we're back on the levity's kicked in and we're back into the grind. So yeah, it was nice.
This was last Saturday, wasn't it?
It was last Saturday. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So
you were telling us you was on such a high and all that, and this is what it feels like winning a trophy, blah blah blah. You was telling us all that, and we were all really happy and pumped for you. And then the next day, what happened to Tottenham? Did you rub off on Tottenham the next day?
Well, I hope so, mate, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, but you just said you're off. You just said but you said your hangover finished on Thursday.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was from the Man U result as well. I must admit, I've been. I probably shouldn't disclose this, but I've been jumping on some Manchester United streams just to stir the pot, shall we? With some certain high-profile Manchester United fans. So it's been pretty good. I've entertained myself while I've been drinking copious amounts of alcohol, which again I don't recommend for anyone. But hey, it doesn't happen. It happens once every 20 years apparently. So make hay while the sun shines.
Fantastic. We've got another Australian backstage. Look, it's Dekaru.
Hello.
Good evening, Dekaru. How are you, my man?
Good.
Dekaru.
Hey.
How are you, mate?
Good. Yeah. It's a long weekend here. The Queenslanders are a little bit weird for the rest of us. They've got what is it? What's the? You've got your own long weekends. Echo or
there's Echo? Yeah, the Echo, the Royal Show.
Yeah, and I think our long weekend is in replacement of that.
Yeah,
so it must have been you, Dekaru, that said to me that you had the long weekend. I knew someone had told me, Dekaru. Someone had told me they had the long weekend.
I think it was me.
Yeah, it must have been you then. I knew someone had told me that.
Yeah. I've got tomorrow off. Yeah, and I've got too much annual leave, so I've been forced to take every Tuesday off. So I don't start again till Wednesday, which is good.
It's all right for some minute.
Nice.
It's important to take your leave as well, though, mate, because if you don't use it, you lose it, so to speak. And they can't replace a body. You've got one body and one body alone. So it's your health is more important. So if you've got time owing, take it.
Yeah, but it's like I think it's 16 years I've been at the same place now, and just the nature of the job is I can't really take leave when with the students I'm working with. It's the breaks kind of don't line up. So yeah.
We're blessed. I've got another person backstage. Look at this. The sheriff's here as well.
Big up. Good morning, all.
Sorry, Mark.
See you, sir.
Sometimes I struggle to get people on for a while, and this morning, first 5 minutes, I got 3 people, which is fantastic. I'm happy
Well,
about
there we
that.
go. I only got an hour of mine. I got to cook me dinner and whatever.
And how are you, Mark? Are you recovered from your birthday this week?
Oh my God, yeah. I've said I'm never drinking again, but that'll last about a fortnight.
I saw you post in one of the groups. It might have been, yeah, it was one of the groups. I'm sure I saw you post a bottle of vodka really late at night saying a friend's just turned up.
Yeah, that's my favourite. Well, as you know, I shouldn't really drink at all, but it don't hurt now and again.
I don't think any of us should.
Well,
in
no.
reality.
Yeah,
Well,
with
yeah, there is that.
with your diabetes, surely the best thing to drink with your diabetes is gin and slimline tonic, because that's what I was told when I had it.
It may well be, but I don't like gin.
I don't like gin either, but if you're going to have alcohol, I was told that's the only thing I should drink with when I had diabetes. I ain't got it now, so it don't matter. But when I did, I was drinking gin and slimline tonic.
Yeah. See, it's weird, Jose, because the best thing I ever got is that thing on my arm. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you see them all advertised on the telly. And now, if I do have a drink, on my phone, I can see my sugar levels going up and doing what, you know. In the past, I never used to worry about it. You know, I just used to go out on the lash, worry about it the next day. But and some, because I like lager. I'm a lager man. Some of them spike your sugars real quick, but other ones it doesn't.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what's in it, because you always used to say Holston pills had no sugar in it. You know, all the sugar turns to alcohol and all that when it was advertised. But I don't know. To be honest, I just drink what I like and try. I do my best up to a certain point, and then. But the thing is, if you worry about it too much, Josie, you never have a life.
True. Right,
You
we've
know?
got someone else coming on. You've got Eugene here as well.
Hey.
Good evening, Mr. Eugene. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Good morning to you guys over there, right? And of course to my brothers in Asia. Good evening to you too. Yeah, good evening to you.
And right, so
getting pumped up, for this game.
where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with Man United, or do you want to start with the victory in Europe, or both?
Geez, victory in Europe, that happened about 80 years ago, didn't it? So maybe we'll start with Manchester United.
Tottenham reincarnated it again on Thursday night.
that they did, and it was glorious.
Yeah, go on then. So, Gary, as you were first on, tell me about Man United, mate. What are your thoughts?
What can I say? Like I said, I was on cloud 9 and accelerating when I was watching that game. Mate, we just played them off the park. Eric didn't seem to have a clue what was going on. Their players just weren't switched on, and we had all the answers to them. It was, if it wasn't for one particular left back who I'm starting to really feel more sorry for than angry with, I think that was nearly a perfect performance. I loved every second of it. Thought it was great. Could have been 6-7
I hope that's Tigaro. I hope that's him breaking up and not me.
Am I breaking up?
I think it's me.
No, I heard Tigaro perfectly.
It's me then. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
I don't have much more to add. Mickey with that one at the start, just reincarnating the Everton situation. Yeah, they were all brilliant. Like I say, I was fairly polished at the time, so I was just sitting there with a big grin on my face, just enjoying the show. I don't look for me for any analytical sort of detail, because I wasn't really in the position to analyse too much other than we won 3-0 and we should have won 6 or 7-0.
Fair enough. Dakari, what are your thoughts? You watched the Man United game, I suppose. What were your thoughts on it?
It was. We've played. You know, we've seen the Ange style you know, and it's like dropped off for half a game or 30 minutes or whatever. And it just felt like with that Man United game that we were like on it for the whole game. It just felt mature. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It just felt like we were in control the entire game. And that's, what more could you want, really?
Mark?
Well, yeah. Like, now let's start, right? Were Man United poor? Yes, they were. Right? Were we brilliant? Yes, we were. But you can only beat what's in front of you. Right? And the thing is, I didn't see the wing backs inverting too much. Like, I've been calling out for for ages. But we were absolutely fantastic. It's like Tigara said, if we'd have won 7-0, no one could have moaned. If we'd have had someone on the left-hand side, if Sonny was playing, we would have won 7-0. Because he'd have certainly finished that chance when he went through one-on-one. I refuse to say his name. The player that plays on the left, because in my mind he's stealing a living. He should never be at the club. You know, why they brought him back? You know, he was on loan for 6 months. Why they brought him back is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. For £170,000 a week, whatever he's earning, you expect a lot better than that. You know, especially when you got someone like Mikey Moore probably earns what, 5, 10, maybe a week. I know that's still a lot of money, but it's a fraction of what he's on. And I'm quite confident he would have finished it, and he's 17 years old.
Yeah.
True.
And Eugene, your thoughts on the Man United game?
I'll just simplify it. We were good, they were shit, and we won, we move on.
Well said.
But do you know what? I'm thinking to myself, sorry, do you know what I haven't done? I haven't said hello. Good morning to Matty. Good morning to Sheriff. Good morning to Eugene, who's here. Good morning, Daniel. Bill, I've noted that you're down next weekend. If I'm around next weekend, I'll meet up with you, mate. Like, to me, and I'm going to give it fair, right? Tottenham played really well, and I think that it takes two to tango. And I believe that Tottenham stopped Man United from playing. It wasn't that Man United was shit. It's that we did what we needed to do, and they couldn't handle what we were doing. And we played them off the park. It's not that they're shit, because at the end of the day, Man United have got, to me, they haven't got the greatest midfield. They've got 6 players that can play in the midfield, and whatever permutation of 3 they put in there, they never seem to get it right. It's not just this season. This was last season as well for me. They just never seem to get it right, whatever 3 they do play. And whatever 3 they do play, Tottenham cut through them at will. We did it this season, but we also did it last season when we beat them at the Lane 2-0. And then we drew with them 2-2 away. But even that game, we were unlucky to get. They were lucky to get a draw in that game because we were cutting through them at will as well. So it doesn't matter what midfield they put out. We seem to get the better of their midfield. Their strikers, they've got.
Can I say, Jose?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that the people have complained about the high press and you know, all of that. But the whole point of the high press is that it just puts the opposition under immense pressure. And Man United couldn't handle it. They just collapsed under that pressure. So
Yeah, because
it was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, to me, sorry, Dakar, to me, I believe that we're not giving enough kudos to the way we played. The way we played stopped Man United from playing. The way we played caused Man United problems. You know, and to turn and say, "Oh, they were absolutely awful." Yeah, it may have seemed that way, but it's only because of what Tottenham did to them to stop them playing, in my eyes. And I just think that sometimes we got to give the boys, the team, the manager, a bit of kudos for that game, because they did. They executed exactly the way that he wanted to impress his football onto another team. Now, hopefully that continues today's game, because obviously we move on to Thursday's game. Thursday's game, 8 changes. Got a victory, 8 changes, but I don't know, did you, because it's on at a weird time, I don't know whether you guys, apart from Mark's probably watched it, but the other 3 guys on the screen, I don't know whether you got to watch the whole game, because I know it's on the weird times for you guys, the evening games. Did you watch your game, Tiger, or no?
No, mate. No, it was it was at a very, very strange time. I can't remember exactly, but yeah,
That would have been like 4 or 5 in the morning for you.
possibly, yeah. Sleep
Yeah, it
o'clock.
was. What was it over here, Jose? Quarter to 8, wasn't it?
No, it was quarter to 5. This one was quarter to 5.
Quarter to 5. That's right. So it would have been like 3 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a bit like tonight's game.
Did you get the highlights, Tiger, or not?
I did, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
And what did you think of the highlights that you saw?
Mate, from the highlights that I saw, very impressive. It looked fairly. I know we don't play against a stadium or against a crowd, but they looked pretty up for it. There's a pretty full-on atmosphere with the players going off and the noise. They just sounded incredible on the replays that I've seen, and for the kids to actually stand up in that environment, kudos, and nothing but positives coming out of that. Like they steeled themselves. Something really to look forward to.
Yeah, you go anywhere in Eastern Europe, it's always like that. You know, there's always like flares, fireworks, hostility. That's normally the case. That's right, isn't it, Jose? If you go anywhere over in like Eastern Europe, it's always like hostile.
There was a part in the second half where they let the flares go.
Yeah, I thought it was my eyesight. Yeah, I honestly thought it was my eyesight going. Because I was about 5 deep by then.
But where the camera angles were, we couldn't see the game. None of us could see the game on telly. But yet they carried on playing the game in the stadium just like that. So they must have been able to see on the pitch, but no one else outside of the pitch could see because they didn't. I think they stopped.
I think they did stop it for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, they did.
I thought it was about 20 seconds they stopped it for. It just didn't seem long, and I was just thinking to myself, I can't see anybody.
Well, apparently the linesman couldn't see if someone was offside on the other side of the pitch, so they had to stop it for however long it was. Yeah. But that sort of thing always happens. Like if you travel to Eastern Europe, somewhere like, because can you remember? Was it when the documentary was on, and Mourinho was manager, and we had to play somewhere over like that. I forget who it was because it's a long time since I've seen that documentary.
These places that you refer to, Mark, the Eastern Bloc, as people used to call it back in the day, many moons ago, they were hostile to go to, but
they still are, I think.
But not all of them are now. I mean, you go to places like Galatasaray, that's hostile.
Yeah,
that's hostile. There's certain grounds you can still go to that are going to be as hostile as what they were 30 and 40 years ago, but letting off a few flares. And to be honest, from what I could hear in the stadium, the singing from their home side, it wasn't as hostile as what it would have been 34 years ago. But it still is. It's more hostile than a Premiership game. Premiership games, we don't let off flares. We haven't got them the nettings where you can climb up the nettings and you're screaming at people and you're going like that to people and all that. You don't get all that at Premiership games. So yeah, it would be slightly different going to these European places. Dakara, did you get to watch it or the highlights?
Trying to find streaming services that play Europa League in Australia is like impossible. I even just yesterday I was trying to find a streaming service for the Championship, and all I could find I think was beIN Sports that played one game a week, and that's the best we could get. So yeah, no chance of me watching it, but I did watch the highlights, and I think I said, I can't remember which. There's another Spurs channel that I'd left a comment on that I loved how we're basically blooding the youngsters, you know, under an Ange style of football. You know, I want to seeing, you know, Mikey Moore and Bergvall and Gray and Lancashire and, you know, playing attacking football. I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
And Mark, I'll still go to you. What did you think?
Well, obviously that was my birthday, so as time went on, I can remember less and less. Because it kicked off 5:45 here, wasn't it? It kicked off.
Yeah, 5:45, correct.
Yeah, 5:45, and well, from what I can remember of it, we did all right. You know, I was surprised when he stuck. It was the 4 or 5 youngsters. I was surprised he stuck all of them on at once, but they handled it all right. You know, I mean, from what I can remember, we did all right. It wasn't the best game, but we got the win. So you win and move on.
Yeah. Eugene, European game. Did you get to watch it?
I think I was a bit lucky because they played at about 5:45 UK time, so that turned out to be about 12:45 Malaysian time, about 7 hours ahead of you guys. So I did a watch along for it too. So when the lineup came up, I was quite surprised, right? Because there were about 7 changes, and then there were a slew of the youngsters coming in, and I was happy because Mikey Moore was there. Right, I really wanted to give Mikey Moore a chance to show what he could do, and he did show us what he could do, right? And for the first 10-20 minutes, we lacked cohesion, right? Maybe there were too many new players in there. The understanding wasn't there. Ferencváros was more or less pressuring us and all that. And when that goal went in and it was disallowed, I think that woke us up a bit, and we did get that goal. So kudos to the youngsters on getting that goal, and of course, as the game went on, after halftime, up to about the 1 hour mark, and Ange started to make his changes to try to actually secure the game, and we did get the second goal, and I was very happy because it came from Bergwijn, right, the corner, and it was actually a glancing header by Pape Sarr, and those were the 2 first changes that he made. Did he make the first 2 changes? No, they were there. Yeah, the youngsters were there. They tapped. And then, of course, Solanke gets a tap in, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was Solanke there for that goal? Am I mixing up my games now? But now, we were 2-0 up, so I'm happy for that. But, of course, it became a bit weird again when we made that changes again, when we brought in our first teamers, and all of a sudden, we lacked that cohesion again. And, of course, they did get back that 1 goal, and their consolation goal, it was a very good goal. We can't deny that, right? The cross came in and it was just a first-time volley, right? And, you know, so we came back from a hostile environment. And what you guys were saying is correct, right? When the flares went up, I think it was the camera angles for us. It was, you know, coming from the top. And, you know, when flares, right, smoke goes up, everything gets blocked out. And I was going, what's going on there? We can't see a thing. While I was doing the watch-along. It was a weird feeling. But it is what it is. And like what Mark is saying, you know, you get this type of atmospheres in the Eastern European clubs, and of course clubs like in Turkey and Greece, you know, and all that, with all the flares, the atmosphere, the home atmosphere that's intimidating, right? And when the players walk out of the tunnel, most probably they'll be, just say, spitting at you, shouting at you, cussing you while you're walking out of the tunnel. That's what they do. I guess in the Premier League nowadays, with all the restrictions and, you know, the safety hazards and the blah blah blah, you're not allowed to bring this in, you're not allowed to bring that in. So that makes our home ground, to a certain extent, we have to find other ways to intimidate the crowd, you know. And that was one. It reminds me of, remember 2 years ago, was it 2 seasons ago, when Conte was there, when we were fighting against Arsenal for that 4th spot, right? And we were very confident, right? And that intimidation wasn't in the stadium; it started at the high street. You know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, so it was all brought all in the positive. You know, it is what it is. So I guess the fans do play a big part of it, especially the fans in the stadium, right? So kudos to our youngsters. We rode out that part, but maybe if we do really play Galatasaray, if we are away, right, in this Europa League, I hope Ange will put in the senior players, right, and try to, you know, if you put in the youngsters, I'm not sure whether they will survive the Galatasaray. You think Ferencváros was bad? Wait until you get into Galatasaray.
And Rangers as well.
I'm not Rangers. Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers getting smacked left, right, and center, so it doesn't matter.
No. But just
I mean, yeah, for atmosphere, yeah. I
yeah.
understand.
Whenever an English team plays a Scottish team, it's always a bit hostile.
And don't forget, right? Ange,
Yeah.
the Celtic manager, and he's going back.
Well,
to the-
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other part of it, right?
I'm sure you'll get a warm welcome when he turns up in Glasgow.
We get a lot of warm beer. We get a lot of warm beer thrown at him.
Yeah.
On that, are they actually letting for away fans into Ibrox at the moment? Because I know they weren't letting Celtic fans in for the derby.
I think it's only the derby games.
Only the derby games. Yeah, it's only the
It's
derby.
only the derby.
Yeah. Let me say hello to a few people. We've got Ash is here saying good morning,
Hey,
everyone.
big up,
Good
Ash.
morning, Ash. I hope you're well.
Yep.
Graham's here saying morning, folks. It's game day. Ash, because we were talking about, so I said Spurs don't get the credit because the media narrative is always
Yeah.
the United centric.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Good morning to Finn. Says big up Jose in the panel. Good morning, Finn. I hope you're well. Daniel says nowhere near as hostile as people made it sound, and we covered that. And Daniel says, you think that's hostile? That's nothing to away at Belgrade. Yeah, go to Partizan
Yeah.
Belgrade. And
Yeah.
then you get a different one. You've got Just to Go Love Spurs saying good morning. Good morning, Kate. Good morning to Ronnie. Good morning, Ronnie. I hope you're well. Right. So for you guys who don't get to watch it in Oz and other countries, Ash has put a comment in here, and I'm trying to find where Ash's comment was.
She's saying, get a VPN and put on.
Yeah,
Sunlight.
something about VPN on it.
Get a VPN and watch it on Sonny Live from India. If you get VPNs, you can watch it there.
Thanks, Ash.
Ronnie says it's going to be a great Sunday. Watch Man United get done, and then the mighty Spurs march on after beating Brighton 3-1. We are Tottenham, Super Tottenham from the lane. Spurs GCTV says it was a perfect game to give younger squad members minutes. The more they get, the more they learn, the better they will become. And
Absolutely.
yes, I said to people to caress the like button, but Kate's got a different view on it. She says, F caressing it, smash it like we will smash the Seagulls today. You have a good morning from Mr. Shear.
Big up, sir.
Good evening to you, David.
Morning, Dave.
And
The
then
more
you've
popular David from Australia.
another
You got
David.
second-rate David from Australia instead.
And Nita says, good morning, panel and chat. I hope you're well. Come on, you Spurs. So that's caught up with the chat. I'm going to go back to you, Tigaro, first. On Thursday, we played with Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, Will Lancashire, Mikey Moore, Apsar. 5 players, 21 or under. How did you think these players did? And did any impress you? Did any not impress you? You know, what did you think?
No, look, to be honest, I thought they were all really, really good. And just in relation to Phil Coy's comments about, the atmosphere, there's going to be worse atmospheres. Obviously, Red Star Belgrade, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, all these clubs, AEK Athens, if we get over there, they're going to be very thin. But you've got to remember, these kids have never seen an atmosphere like that before. They've come from Hotspur Way in front of 500 people. So for them, it's a big jump. And I thought they handled it with aplomb. I thought Gray was really good, strong on the ball. Mikey Moore is a freak. He is something special. I think Will Lancashire showed enough. Had a couple of chances. The man who Sheriff doesn't want to name actually put in a good cross for him, and he only just missed the target. Lucas Bergvall, again, really good. Obviously got skill coming out of his ears. A couple of times I did get reports that he was throwing in some Hollywood passes, and Andrew was going a little bit bananas at him on the sidelines. So get that out of his game. And again, that'll come with time and confidence and a bit of cohesion, like Eugene said. But yeah, look, overall, and Pat Matissar could easily be a starting player. Unfortunately, at the moment, Decky's just on another level, so I can't see him getting back into that spot as the box-to-box 8.
Hikaru, your thoughts on the 5? We said the performance, but on the youngsters, especially on Thursday.
Yeah, I think it was fantastic. People have been calling for, the youngsters to get a start. I thought this was the perfect. What I'm liking about the Europa League is that it's kind of almost feeling like the youngsters are getting ownership of it. And I don't know why, but I've got a really, really good feeling, that we're going to go really well in this competition. I would love to see us win this trophy with the youngsters, outside of the main squad. It would be just fantastic. It'd be the right mentality. It'd be just, I like the future. I like where we're going. So, yeah, I want to see more.
Mark, from what you could see in your
Yeah,
your
my
gaze,
haze.
guys.
No, well,
Good glasses.
yeah. To me, they all did good. Mikey Moore is obviously an absolute monster. It honestly, right? How old is he? 17?
18.
And he looks 1,000,000% ready.
He's scary.
There's no disputing that Archie Gray and Bergvall are going to be good players for us. They are, but they did all right. That Lancashire looked promising. You can tell he's still young because he's sort of got. There was one chance he was sort of by the penalty spot, and he seemed to sort of brushed off it a little bit easy. But he's young. You're going to expect it. They all look promising. They all look promising. The main thing I had the problem with is in the summer is we needed players for now. We didn't need them for 4 years' time. This is what I was moaning about. We want players for now. I mean, we seem to have been on a project for the last Lord knows how many years. When is this project going to finish? But if this is the way it is, and to me they all look promising, and we won, so no complaints.
Eugene?
To be honest, I'm going to say this. What I saw from the youngsters, right, I won't take anything away from them. Right, they were put in a hostile environment. I mean, not the most hostile, but it's considered away and it's still hostile. They need time to gel. They need time to play. Understanding needs to be there. Mikey Moore, nobody's going to dispute Mikey Moore is going to be a generational talent, but the only problem is that will he be given a chance to play more, right? Not only in the European games, but actually in the Premier League. I would rather him play on the left than the person that Mark doesn't want to say. So
I refuse to mention his name.
Voldemort.
I won't say bad things. I won't say the name that I called him, right? Then it would be I'd be abusing him and all that, right? So that's what Ange is saying, right? So, but to my surprise is right. Actually, I had more expectations on Bergwall. I wanted to see him run that midfield, but he didn't on that game. I saw Porro run that midfield in that game. And the weird part is, right, we played more on the right than more on the left. It's like, we're avoiding the left, and because we don't want to give the ball to the person that we don't want to name. Maybe that's it. But the game I saw is like a lot of the moves created and started was actually started by Porro getting the ball, inverting in as the fullback and putting up. But I actually wanted to see Bergwall, show something. I wanted to see him give me that, when he was in preseason, when he did those passes in between players, cutting across the defense and all that. But I didn't get to see it. But I'm not blaming him yet. I'm not blaming him at all. Not say yet at all. It's because maybe he still needs time. How many games has he played? How many minutes has he had on the pitch? He's playing with this new group of players, and now it's competitive. This is not preseason, right? This is competitive. So he needs to build up that confidence, number one, and the understanding, because when you play balls, cutting balls that cut through defense, you have to be precise and correct. So maybe has a bit hesitant at the moment because I think his confidence was knocked back a bit in that first game against Karabakh because he had to be substituted, right? He didn't get his actual enough time to show his talents there. And now maybe the next game, who are we playing next? Oh, we're playing Alkmaar. Yeah, Alkmaar should be a good one at home. So let's see, maybe the next European game in Alkmaar, maybe he'll get his full due credit to play, and he'll show us, especially at home, a different kind of Bergwijn. Mikey Moore, guys, I would start him tonight.
So would I.
Yeah,
we haven't got to today's game yet. We haven't got
I
to
will start him
today's game yet.
tonight. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right, so just let's say hello to a few more people who've joined us, and I'm trying to find who they were. I said Nita had joined. Lenny Mack. Good morning, Lenny. I hope you are well, sir. Lenny Mack's here. Daniel Sandoval. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. I think, and I've caught up with everybody else that's joined in. It's a member show. You're a member. You're more than welcome to come on. Right, my thoughts on the game were pre-match. All I've said all along is that what we need to do in the Europa, I don't care how we play. Majority of the time, I won't care how we play. I just think the 3 points are important. Just get your 3 points on the board. Qualify out of this group in the top 8, so you don't have the extra 2 games to play in the playoffs, because I believe that our squad's thin. It's not as packed out as it should be. Bearing in mind that on Thursday we went into this game without Sonny, without a Doggy, without Richarlison, without Odebert. Then we had Dragusin suspended. So that's 5 first teamers already out of the squad. And then you had, if you're going to include it, you had Spence and Reguilon, who are not part of the Europa squad, but would be part of the Premiership squad. So basically, we had 7 players out. So at the end of the day, Remanchu, the link has been sent to everybody. You just need to check your email or however you do it, but the link's been sent to everybody. So therefore, you get the you get the 3 points, and that was what I wanted before the game started. However, when I saw the lineup come out, I thought to myself, hold on, we had a iffy time against Coventry when we made so many changes. Although this team, I believe, was stronger than the team we put out against Coventry. My thoughts before the game is that Porro had been rested from the week before at Karabag, so he was definitely going to start. And Romero was suspended for the Karabag game, so he would definitely start. And that we would rotate. Had the Doggy been fit, I think the Doggy and Mickey van der Ven would have been rotated, would have been kept out of the side anyway, because he's rotating the players through. So therefore, we saw the 4 youngsters play. For me, watching the youngsters play, and I'm not going to go in too hard on them, but looking at the youngsters that I saw play the other day, Archie Gray did well. He played centre back, left back, and he's learning. And I think there's a school of thought with people that say that Archie Gray is a centre midfielder, a 6, if you like. That's the last time I use numbers, right? Because I think midfielders are midfielders, not 6, 8s, and 10s. But let's say the most deepest lying midfielder is going to be Gray in the future. I think by him playing centre back, him playing left back, him playing right back, he's learning different attributes of them areas of play, which will only make him a better deep lying midfielder going forward in the future. So I thought Gray did well in what he was asked to do. Bergwijn, I'm going to say, I'm a bit like Eugene. I was expecting a little more pizzazz from him. He didn't do badly, but I expected a little
Never
bit
said
more
he did
pizzazz.
badly.
Yeah, I'm not saying he did badly, but I expected a little bit more pizzazz from him. But that will come because we saw, like some of you have already pointed out, this ain't no pre-season friendly. Pre-season friendly, these guys all looked $1 million. But this is now the competitive world. We're playing a competitive match in Europe and away. So, in all honesty, to pick them up from pre-season and put them into where they are now, they did really, really well. But some shone more than others. I thought Lancashire got 66 minutes, and I think that was really, really good. I'm surprised he got 66 because he's only just come back from the treatment table, has had next to no minutes for the under-21s, and was put into he was sub at Man U, didn't get on, and then he played this game on Thursday. And we've got to manage our players, because when we're in these competitions, we're playing 3 times a week until the end of December. We need to manage the players. So Solanke needs a rotational with him. So having Lancashire is absolutely superb for rotational purposes. Although in saying that, yesterday's press conference, or sorry, Friday's press conference, Ange says that Richie will be back and integrated with the squad by the time the international break finishes. So that adds more rotation for Solanke as well. So that can only bode well. But I'm talking about Lancashire at the moment. I thought had a good run out. He'd done really well for 66 minutes. And then you go to Mikey Moore, and Mikey Moore got 90 minutes. And the only thing that I'm not going to second guess Ange Postecoglou, but for me, he took off Werner after 66, and Mikey got the whole game. Can Mikey play a whole game again today if selected, or will he start with Werner? And I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? You can start with Mikey Moore, because after today's game, we go on an international break, so the demands on the player won't be as great. Even if he goes away with the under 18s for England, his demands at the under 18 camp won't be as great as if he was training with Tottenham for another game. So in my belief, Mikey Moore should, or I would give Mikey Moore a start, because for me, you go in with your best 11. And I think our best 11 at the moment selects itself, and Sonny will be on the left. But if Sonny's the person out, then you just pick player out and put a player in. Don't move your jigs, don't move your pieces around the pitch to accommodate. Just pick someone to replace Sonny. And my thoughts are that player should be, in my eyes, and I don't get paid the big bucks, but in my eyes should be Mikey Moore. The other thing is that we don't know. I've not heard anything. I don't know whether you guys have, about Rodrigo Bentancur's case, because he's being charged. I don't know when the hearing is, but the likelihood is we're going to lose Rodrigo for a period of time when he gets sanctioned. And at the moment, Rodrigo playing in that defense in front of the two centre backs, winning the ball and just giving it straight away to Kulu and Madders, has worked really well. Three midfielders that shouldn't work together, or you're on paper, you're just like, what? But it's actually worked the dream. So for me, the team picks itself. You just have to pick a person to plonk in instead of.
I think that midfield thing, right? I think Ange has found that three guys, right, to be our main midfielders that actually can click and play the way he wants to play. For Benny, what I see is that I think we are appealing the charges against him, because they are saying this is an international thing and the Premier League should not interfere with it. But let's see how it goes. Hopefully, it might, because it's a weird thing, right? This case was like 2-3 weeks ago, and then we were supposed to appeal it on Thursday. We've appealed it, but there's no news coming out whether he's going to get banned or not. So
3 Thursdays ago was when the appeal. If you're going to appeal, you had to put your appeal in, and we don't know what appeal was made or anything at all, because no one's spoken about it. And therefore, that's why I'm saying impending, because we don't know anything. We don't even know when the hearing date is or anything at all. It's all gone quiet for 3 weeks. But to me, I'm just saying that the likelihood is he will be sanctioned, and if he is sanctioned, it takes away Benny, who's been playing really, really well in that position. But
that's the thing. We need to find who is going to who can take replace Benny's position, and
it'll be
gel.
It'll be Bissouma.
Yeah, it will be Bissouma. We all know that.
But for me, what I'm saying more is, when you've got Kulu and Maddison, right, on paper, you would not put Kulu and Maddison together.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But they're not, to me, I'm not talking numbers anymore. To me, they're two midfielders that are professional, that know their game because they've been around for years, and they're very intelligent footballers. And it works. It works because you've got strength and guile with Kulusevski, right, and ball carrying with Kulusevski. And with Maddison dropping deeper and playing like a midfielder rather than an attacking midfielder has looked a dream, because he can get on the ball and he can do things and make things happen. So on paper, where it shouldn't work, on pitch, it's actually been a treat and a dream for us. And long may it continue. Sorry, we've got Romanshu here. Good morning. No, sorry. It's good afternoon to you, Romanshu. How are you, Romanshu?
Hi guys. So it's actually evening here in India. It's 4 right now. So
Mate.
Really excited for this fixture. I think the way Brighton plays, I think it is very similar to our football. They play up front attacking football. So am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah. We can hear you. We
We
can
can
hear
Yeah,
hear
you.
you,
we can
mate.
hear you.
Okay. So I think this really good defender, Brighton defender, Van Hecke, is he injured?
I
I
can
think
tell
so.
you. I can tell you in a minute. We're at Brighton today.
I heard he
I
was.
think
Yeah.
Yeah, Van Hecker's out. I think Veltman was the one that may be assessed, but he's a right back. Right, Brighton. Right, so for Brighton today, the not available players are Solomon March, James Milner, Matthew O'Reilly, and it now changed. It says that João Pedro, Veltman, Van Hecke, Adingra, and Gruda are all being assessed. But I played, and I can talk about the Brighton people. I had someone on Thursday on my channel, and I played with some of the supporters on Friday, and they told me that some of these players, that Van Hecke wouldn't be playing. They told me that João
so.
Pedro's out as well for them.
So last season, I think Van Hecke was top 5 defenders in the Premier League. I think it's a good news that he's injured. I'm expecting a good Brennan Johnson performance this time. I think Brennan Johnson has been in a great form, and I think he's replying to his haters in a really good way. And other than that, I think Romero will be rested because he started in that Europa League game, and I think Dragosin needs minutes. I think and I think I'm confident today that we'll get this win. And Brighton away is obviously a very tough fixture. And in addition to the thing you were saying, Jose, that on paper, Kulusevski and Madison, you don't feel like you will get the defensive solidity for the game in a Premier League when you see Madison and Kulusevski start. And I think Madison over the time has evolved his game, and he's much more like a number 8 more than a 10. So I think we'll have a good game. And what do you think about? What do you guys think about Bergwall? I think the season he had, in the preseason he had, I thought he's ready for the Premier League, but right now I think he's still very raw. What do you think about it?
Tiger, do you want to take that first? What Roman's just asked?
Yeah, mate. First things first. Just I'd g'day Romanchu and welcome to the stream. Just before Romanchu came on, we were talking about Betancourt and his
Yeah.
what is it? His charges.
Yeah.
Look, I personally, knowing a little bit about the Westminster legal system and Old English law as it would, I don't think the FA's really got a leg to stand on with this one, because remember the whole Enzo Fernandez thing?
Yeah.
Nothing happened. That's like, there's your precedent. That's a doctrine of precedent. He's at an international competition. He's done something outside of the scope of the FA. They haven't even looked into it. Yet now, Benny's playing for Colombia, does something outside the onus of the FA, and now they're trying to dip their fingers into it. Good luck. If I was Tottenham lawyers, I'd be straight on the phone going, good luck.
That's why I think the appeal came in and they said, right, this is international, and why is the FA getting involved? They already been suspended by the international, by FIFA. Right? That's why
correct.
has not gone out for any international games last international break. And this international break too, I think it's a 4 or 6 match suspension for
and the Bentancur, the suspension, international suspension you got through Common Bowl was for the incident that happened with Colombia. What they're referring to is the Sunny incident, and the whoever the international bodies are, they did not get involved with that at all. There was no sanction for that. The sanction was something totally different.
Is that when he was fighting in the crowd?
Yeah, the Uruguay-Colombia game is where they've been sanctioned for by Common Bowl. They've been sanctioned by Common Bowl for that. But
for the physical altercation, absolutely. For the verbal, Enzo Fernandez and the whole of France singing a song.
About France,
was it the Argentinians singing against the French or whatever it was?
Yeah.
It's in the same scope. It's between two people. Like, honestly, this should be a club thing. Like, FA, just stop digging your fingers into things. Like, honestly, even me with limited legal knowledge, would be more than confident to take that to court and go, what's your reason for interfering in this? Here's the Enzo Fernandez situation that you didn't jump into or glossed over. What's the difference? And these are between, actually, regardless of what the comments were obviously very poor, but he's been on the phone to Sonny, they're best mates. Like, we all make mistakes. Like, it's been dealt with. Like, just FA, get lost. Like, know your role. But in this case, from a legal point of view, I don't think they've got a leg to stand on. Like, good luck.
In addition to that, I think the event was not related to Premier League or anything to do with Premier League. I think it was a private event, and
Daikuru, I think why the FA intervened, right, is because what he said was against a certain country kind of scenario kind of thing, right? And, nowadays, Premier League, especially with the support that's coming from South Korea and all that in Asia. So I think that's why they think they want to intervene to show that, it's a woke kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put it there. It's a woke kind of thing that they're trying to prove something. But guys, I've got to make a move soon because I've got to hop on to another show. My Brighton match prediction, I'll just give it out straight to you guys, right? We're going to beat them 4-2, right? So, yay. Big up, guys.
Revenge from last
Thank you,
very much.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Thank
Guys,
you.
I'll be doing a
Thank
watch
you.
along tonight. Yeah. On my channel, Spursvision TV. If you have time, just hop on, right? Smash the like and subscribe if you have time. Right?
Can one of the mods put Spursvision TV's link in there, and we'll make sure we plug your channel, Eugene.
All right. Thanks.
I don't know how to do it from here.
All right.
Thank
all
you,
right.
Eugene.
Daikaru, and Rimanshu. I'll catch up with you guys later. Hopefully next
All
Sunday
right,
we can.
take care, Eugene. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Again.
Next time.
Yeah, so
Jose, just further to Eugene's point about the FA and wanting to protect their interests in Southeast Asia, the people who have got the most to lose out of that is actually Tottenham itself. Like, I think it was last week we were talking about having 30 million South Korean supporters, potentially more, maybe 50, 60 million in Asia as a whole, Japan, China, Taiwan, all Cambodia, all these countries who love their football. We estimate to be, if every one of them bought a jumper, which I'm sure they wouldn't, but that's $6 billion. Like, that's something for Tottenham to deal with, not the FA. Like, if Tottenham were that upset about it, they'd be doing something about it.
Yeah. So just before we carry on, Lenny is saying Mikey has that young Rooney thing. He just plays ball and doesn't give an F. Meta says, yes, our midfield needed to be addressed, and Andy's on point with that, in my opinion. Drula's here. Good morning, Drula. Says, good morning, Jose Tagaro, Day, Eugene, Mark, the Sheriff, and the Cockerel crew, and Romanchu. Good morning, Drula. I hope you're well. Lenny saying, should not be on the Prem to dictate the misdemeanor on international duty.
Yeah.
That's on the nations to sort out. Mr. Shear is saying, I was asking for Cooley in midfield for 2 years now. Just didn't see him playing with Maddison. What a move. Come on, you Spurs. Let me see if I've got any more here before we carry on.
I put Eugene's channel in there.
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah.
Saw you do that. Lenny, what's Lenny saying here? Lenny's saying, you see that mess. USA hosting a tournament, people crawling through air vents, and that's where the next World Cup is. David Shear saying, it's Tigara calling me a Sheila. Out on the piss. We talk it out and move on. F me, drama. Not a thing to see. Move on. So yeah, and then you've got you. Thank you for putting his channel in there. Fantastic.
That was
And
via
then-
my iPhone, not my laptop. I
It's
can't
all right,
use
no
YouTube
worries. So
on here.
subscribe over to Spurs Asian TV. Show Eugene some love. The link's in there, people. And then David Clark. Good morning to you, David. Says the FA are interfering in a club issue because they are old white woke men who are afraid of criticism from uneducated Marxist, out of work or students. That's my opinion. I will say no more on the subject. Okay, fair enough. And we have
Just say what you think, David.
we have another member of royalty, same part of the world as Eugene. Good evening, Mr. Chang.
Good evening, Senor Garcia, Mr. Taigaro, Mr. Cousins, Mr. Dekaru, and also Rimanshu. I have to apologize for being an hour late. I just rushed back from my early dinner with my family, and now that's done, I'm taking over from where Mr. Eugene left off in this part of Southeast Asia. I hope everybody is doing well. Everybody's looking forward to the match that kicks off in about, say, 5.5 hours from now. And interesting results yesterday in the league. And I really do hope Spurs capitalize, or rather, we try and maintain our gap to the top four, because there's nothing worse than going into a mini international break on the back of drop points, which is some negative Spurs fans will say it's Spursy, but I don't look at it that way. I mean, we are still on a learning curve, and lots of positives to be taken from the last 5 matches. But it all boils down to the kickoff later this evening, and fingers crossed, here's to 3 points for Spurs later.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you, Chan, because the boys, I've asked you already, but because you've only just joined us, I'm going to backtrack on and try and pump the questions as quickly as possible. Right, your thoughts on Tottenham versus Manchester United? Was it because Man United, people are saying Man United were really awful, and some people are saying that Tottenham were brilliant? Where did you see the match for yourself? Where was you?
I saw it as a combination between. I saw it as a mixture and a combination between them not being at their best, with what many people are calling the worst squad or the worst team that they've assembled in the modern 21st century, and also a very reinvigorated and revitalized Spurs under Big Ange. When you put those two together, the concoction is what we saw from last Sunday. And I'm not going to give them stick, this United team, because a lot of people were saying that they lost badly, or rather they played badly because they went down to 10 men, when in actual fact they were already playing very badly with 11, and I thought they actually played better with 10, which is why I've come to the conclusion that we were good on the day and they were also bad on the day, and that's why we had the result that we had. But I hope that this is something for us to build on, because it's not easy to go away at Old Trafford to come away with a clean sheet and all 3 points. I mean, we've seen it for ourselves. What was it, 3 seasons ago, when Eric Lamela drew that red card out from Anthony Martial, and we won a whooping 6-1. But positives to be taken from that, despite not having Son on the pitch, Harry Kane no longer with us, and Timo Werner misfiring, we still were able to get the goals. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed, later this evening, we will see Brennan Johnson continue on with his rich vein of form. And also, he was also hoping that Solanke continues with his scoring before the mini international break, now that he's already been called up to the English national squad. And Manchester United, I mean, I would say that Ten Hag is walking a very fine line here between, he's treading on thin ice as far as saving his career, his United tenure is concerned. But I still feel that it was a combination, Senor Garcia, of them not playing the way a lot of United fans are hoping them to be up to that level, and we were just really good on the day.
Rimanshu, I'm going to ask you the same because you wasn't here for the first part. What were your thoughts of Man United Tottenham? A bit like I said to Chang, same question to you, Rimanshu.
I think firstly, I disagree with Chang about Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag is a brilliant manager, and he should be given a 5-year contract extension at United. So that, obviously, it's a sarcasm. I think they are a very, very bad side, and after each and every game they are getting worse. And it's not only about United being bad. I think we were really, really good on that day. I think we were dominating them throughout the game, and I think it has nothing to do with that red card. I think even if they had 11 men, we would have dominated them easily. So I think overall it was a good game, and I think most of our, especially Kulusevski, was really, really good at that day. I think it was one of his best performance in a Spurs shirt. And in addition to that, I think Vicario. I think I had some doubts regarding Vicario. I think on the ball and off the ball, I think in Ange's system, you need to be very, very good and very, very concentrated on the ball. I think Vicario has given me a lot of positives. I think overall we had a really good game, and I think it was all on us that we had a good game. It had nothing to do with United being bad.
Right, so I'm going to carry on with you two. We're going to play catch up because there was only we didn't talk about many subjects till you came on. But can I just remind people, I'm going to be going for another hour on this show. I'm going to stop at 12ish, so I'm going to go for another hour. Members, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to do so. Join the panel, like you've got these great people on the screen. The more the merrier. If more people want to come on, please come on. And if you're not a member yet and you'd like to become one, the member link is pinned to the chat. Right, Chan, moving on to Thursday.
Can I just say, Jose, sorry, never ever try and put in a link from your computer and then kick yourself out
Fair enough.
when you don't really know what you're doing on a laptop anyway. Like, so selfishly, I put Chang's channel in there because I'm on there a lot of the time anyway.
I saw that.
Yeah, right. And I did it through my PC and then boot myself off the screen. And so I've learnt my lesson. Always do it through your iPhone when you're on your laptop.
Yeah.
We understand, mate.
So let me just say hello again because you've got some more people, and then I'll carry on with the next question. I saw, right, here he is. EMF is here. Says belated good morning all. 30 degrees here. You probably said it when it was still morning. No, you said it right bang on midday, because if you're in Spain, it would have been midday when you said it, which to me makes it good afternoon, Ian. So, but I hope you're well. Chang, there's a link for Spurs Diehards Tottenham Till I Die is down there. People go and support that channel. Then we have David Clark's reminding us that yesterday Spurs under 21 beat Arsenal 5-2 away. They were 2-0 down, Spurs.
They were 2-0 down.
You can see on YouTube, it's called Youth Highlights, and you can see the under 18s and the under 21s highlights of their matches. So they were 2-0 down to Arsenal and they ended up winning 5-2. And the under 18s beat Man United 4-3 after being 4-0 up with 2 extra victories. Now, whether they go on to win the leagues and win cups and stuff like that, it only bodes well if your 18s and 21s are doing well for future Tottenham teams. Lee Smithy Smith, Senor Garcia, Mr. Chang for UK's Prime Minister, and all the rest of you, big up. Drew, like the ladies' game is on. I think Ian, David Clark says at 2:15 there'll be the ladies' game on BBC One. Ian is saying, I think Villa beats United today. Chang and Ten Hag goes. Sorry, I think Villa beats United today, Chang, and Ten Hag goes. Steve Cooper could also go early this week. Southampton really gave it a go at Arsenal. Arsenal really struggled with the press. 3 individual errors cost them. Graham is saying, with regards to United, they have players capable of beating most teams. They are just fragile. We took it to them from minute one. Credit to us. Right, so I'm going to ask you then, Chang, moving on to Thursday, did you get to watch the Europa Cup then?
Yeah, I was able to watch that Europa League midweek game against Ferencváros over in Budapest, Hungary. What can I say? I mean, the youth players who started, your Bergvalls, your Mikey Moores, Archie Grace, I think Jet Spence, no, not Spence. Someone else came on very late in. Was it? I'm trying to think. Did Lancashire start or did he come on much later?
Lancashire came on. Lancashire started, played 66 minutes.
Yep. So I think all of them did themselves a world of good. They really backed themselves by playing in Europe, and the performance was very encouraging. Still lots of improvement. It's got to be said. It's not the finished article by any means for any of these players, and lots to take away as well from the way we set up. Hopefully, we will see a lot more rotation as the season progresses, because we still are in all competitions. And again, I hope for more consistency. That is, I think, the key thing right now for not only our youngsters, but for all the other squad members as well. Regardless if you are Dragushin, who's filling in, or Ben Davis, or even Fraser Foster, even when he does get a game for the rest of the season. I think it's very important that everybody maintains a respectable level or respectable degree of consistency, as well as their perseverance and their output when it comes to on-field performances. But yeah, very encouraging signs. 2 wins out of 2. Can't complain more about that. And even for people like Pape Matasar has now 2 Europa League goals in 2 European games. I mean, what more can you ask for someone who's not even starting on our match days in the league? So good for him as well. And lots of improvements as well. If you were to compare to what we were fielding last season, although I would tread cautiously as well with regards to how we rotate those players, because there is such a thing as running out of synchronity or the synchronization between all these players, whether they are on the same wavelength, whether they are in tune with each other come match day. That I think is something that the coaching staff and Big Ange will have to look into. But yeah, I mean, more of the same, please. If we grind out results as we did on Thursday night, week in, week out in the Europa League, there is every chance that we will progress into the knockout stages. From then, which I think Big Ange will take it very seriously if we do progress and we are still doing good in the league.
And Romanshu, did you get to watch the European game?
Yes, I did. And, I really enjoyed that game, and it was like I really wanted to see how Lancashire and Moore and other youngsters perform. And it was a good game, I think, and I was really impressed with Moore and Lancashire both. And I think he can be a good backup to Solanke in the future. And other than that, I think Romero as a captain was good at that day, but his performance as a player wasn't really that good. I think he needs rest, and that is why today also I think he might be rested and Dragusin might start.
Okay. Interesting. Right, I'm going to come back to the Romero thing. Dekaru has gifted out 5 channel memberships. That's very, very kind of you,
What a
Dekaru.
bastard.
Thank you very much. And they have gone to Toxic Twala, THFC 20, the Mighty Cockerel, Jagjit Rawat, and David Clark. And I know already that THFC 20 has come in and thanked Dekaru for the membership. I'm not sure that David Clark's aware that he has been given one, and I'm sure that when he does become aware, he will thank Dekaru as well. And I thank him, Dekaru. Thank you very much, Dekaru, for your generosity.
Right, just one thing, Jose. I got to jump. I got to go and do me roast.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark, for coming
No
on.
worries. Thanks
And
for having me on.
tonight,
I may be on Spurs Diehards later.
There you go. So we've plugged the channel
I
in
may
there.
be.
If
for
you're
the Spurs Diehards.
if you're on Spurs Diehards, then I will look forward to joining you.
Yeah,
much
I might
later
be.
tonight, Mr. Cousin.
I normally get sent the link.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you
Right.
very much for coming on,
Big
Mark.
up. Thank you.
Yeah, have a
See you
good
all
Sunday.
later. Big up, all of you.
See ya.
Lenny Mack is saying, look at this. Malaysia, Australia, Europe are all repped. We are Spurs. And then you've got Lenny Mack is saying, this made me laugh earlier. He said, yo, Chang said youth. What youth? And it's the LTEL influence. What are you saying? I speak Cockney. There you go. You got Werner wouldn't have even got on the bench for my old Sunday League side. Never seen a player who relies on his right foot as this player. That's exactly why he misses all his
Guys, I
one-on-ones.
think Jose, about it, I think other than finishing, I think Werner does everything right, and I feel so sad for him because his only weakness is that his weakness is a big weakness, that is finishing. Other than that, he has pace, he has good movement, he presses a lot. But I think if he sorts out that finishing thing, I think he can be a good asset for us. I really feel sad for him. That's it.
And you've got a thank you there from David Clark to Dekaru
Yeah.
again for the membership. So thank you very much. Romancio, I'm just going to step back on what you just said, right? At the end of the day, as supporters, and we all support the team, all of us here on screen and the people in the chat, we all support our team. At the end of the day, we can turn around and we can critique a game, good or bad. We should be able to do both, all right? Werner, for me, on Sunday against Manchester, this is my personal opinion, please. If you don't share it, then you may have your own opinion. My opinion on Werner was, on Sunday against Man United, I felt that Werner did all the things right in the pressing, in attacking phases, in defending phases, positional play, and that he did everything right against Man United. He had 2 chances to score, and he didn't take them. The keepers made saves on both of them, right? But all in all, team performance, he was part of the team, and I thought his performance, I ain't going to knock his performance against Man United. I thought it was good. However, if I look at Thursday's game, and this is where I've got to be critical of him, it's not just, I'm not going to even talk about the one where he took it round the keeper, like he went round Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham and put it over the bar from a Mikey Moore pass. I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking at his play, and his play for me on Thursday was lethargic. He would not. So when you play the ball to someone, right? If you've played football, your coach will tell you, come to the ball, i.e., face up to the ball. So you come to the ball. If the pass has been under hit or not been hit hard enough, it's not going to reach you. Then you've got to travel towards the ball. I watched on Thursday how many times he failed to go towards the ball, and he just gave up. He just didn't bother going for it. He never tracked back on a few occasions as well that I saw. So as for a team performance on Thursday, Werner weren't at it on Thursday. He was against Man United, but for me, this is my personal opinion only. For me, he wasn't at it on Thursday. And, when you've got someone like, and it's unfortunate I think it's going to be unfortunate for Werner.
But do you think that was because? But do you think that was because he didn't get that much of rest after the United game?
No, right. I hear what you're saying about rest, right, Romancio? How many minutes has Werner played this season? He's not played many minutes at all. He doesn't get called up for international duty. He's well rested. He's very well rested. He doesn't need any more rest because he hardly plays. He's very well rested. Now, at the end of the day, to be top of your game, you need to be at it every single game, regardless of who the opponents are. Yeah. You don't. Do you see people like Bentancur drop off because we're playing against one team or another? Do you see Van der Ven drop off? Do you see Porro drop? No one drops off because of who the opposition are. You've got to be at it 100% all the time in every game. And I just felt that on Thursday night, he wasn't at the races on Thursday night. I'm not even talking about his miss. I'm not talking about his miss at all. I'm talking about his other all-around play, team play. He did nothing at all. He did totally the opposite to what he did against Manchester United.
To be honest, I think sometimes he makes things difficult for himself. For example, that the ball that Mikey Moore created for him, I think for some reason he don't have the confidence to shoot, and he does stupid things and makes things difficult for himself. And that may be because of lack of confidence or skill thing. I don't know.
So if you're saying that, Romancio, right, and if the panel were to agree with what you're saying, then Mikey Moore is the polar opposite of Timo Werner. So Mikey Moore does take players on, does run at players, does the right things at the right time and that, and he's still very young. So therefore, by what you're saying, then surely Ange has a decision to make now. How much longer? And I'm not the coach, and I don't get paid the big money. Ange does, so Ange makes the decisions, and we back whatever Ange makes. But I'm just wondering how much longer because Ange doesn't throw his players under the bus, right? And that's brilliant because you shouldn't do that at all, right? But how much longer do you think we invest in Werner before we start thinking Mikey Moore is the real option here to be the rotation for Heung-min Song?
Jose, yeah. If I
Yeah.
Yeah, go on,
I
Dave.
think it's significant that Mikey Moore got a full 90 minutes midweek. I kind of feel like that's. I think Ange is prepping him for a proper Premier League, insertion.
Yep, agree completely.
I'm hoping so as well. Sorry, Tagari, go on.
Agree completely, mate. And look, to be honest, when he first came last year, I was really excited about Timo. I really was, because having seen Ange's system in Australia with the Australian team, his attributes fit the system. They genuinely do. Like, love him or hate him, his attributes fit the system. He can take on a man and get behind the player because he's lightning quick, and he can fire balls across the box. However, the thing, and I think this is the thing that frustrates all of us, is that if you've ever been on YouTube and looked at Timo Werner, RB Leipzig, before he joined Chelsea, he was elite. He was seriously one of the best players in the world. Like, he was a freak. Now, I don't know what's gone wrong with him, confidence or whatever he does. He's allergic to England, or I don't know, but the guy needs a sports psychologist or something to get his confidence back up, or either that, a hypnotist. A hypnotist would be great, just to wave the little dangling watch in front of him going, play like you did at Leipzig. Play like you did at Leipzig. And we'd all be happy, because he has got tools that not many players in the Prem have. He's got pace, he's got experience, and he's good on both feet. He just hasn't really shown it for us yet. But he's got skills that most Premier League players would die for. I think he was rated the fastest player in the Premier League so far this year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Like, the guy has serious talent. It's just his head is not right. Now, that's going to be the biggest issue, is getting that right. If he can't get his head right by the time we get to January, or whenever his loan spell ends, he's gone. Simple as that.
The unfortunate thing is, I don't know the ins and outs of his contract, but as far as I'm aware, he is loaned for the whole year. I don't think there's a break clause in there. I think it's a straight year loan. So the only way that he goes back, and I don't wish this on anyone, by the way, the only way that he goes back is if he was to pick up a substantial injury that could keep him out for 3 months or so, or more, then possibly he would be sent back to his parent club.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. And I'll put in $500 of my own do-re-mi to hire that hypnotist. Play like you did at Leipzig. Play like you did at Leipzig. Let's all, come on, Spurs fans, jump on board.
Yeah.
Let's get him back. Let's get that Timo Werner back.
Ian Meth saying, sorry, hold on.
guys,
let me just catch up with the chat, then you can jump in, mate. So says Werner scored for fun with his right foot at Leipzig, like Brennan. It's so much about confidence. Lenny Mack says we're going to smash the Danny Dyer out of the Seagulls. David Clark says he doesn't do anything right. The difference between an ordinary player and a top player is their ability to be composed when it matters. Ash is saying Werner was not running. He failed to be at the back post and he failed to track back. This is for Thursday's game. David Clark says, I've been on the Man United podcast this week and every one of them gave Werner as Manchester United's man of the match. Ian says, Lenny, that may be the case. Personally, I would start more today, but the smart money is against me. David Clark says, Werner needs more rest, preferably on the bench. Graham's got the right idea. Says, keep smashing the like button, folks. Yeah, we're a bit stingy today, but it is what it is.
Graham.
And then you've got cheers, Ian. I'm hoping Jose will pay me commission. Yeah, we've got Lee the Wiz. Lee Wiz is here. Morning all. Big up Jose, panel, and the chat. Lenny saying, Ange gives me kangaroos in my pocket. I love him. David Shear says, with sick note Richie out as well as Sonny, the options are few. David Clark says, Werner's first one-on-one was so simple. Their keeper was planted in a still position all Werner had to do is run the ball to the keeper's right for a tap-in. But because he totally relies on his right foot, Ian Meff says, Lenny, I'm with Jose, the Old Trafford. His work positioning and running behind his fullback were brilliant without the goals to back it up. It's really useful, but I think it can be worked on. Good morning, Shem Tam. Sorry, yes, good morning, Shem Tam. It's been a while since I've seen you here. I hope you are well, Shem Tam says, good morning to the boss man, Jose, the nicest, youngest looking old man, Mr. Chang, and the esteemed panel of guests and oddballs in the chat. Hope everyone is well today. I hope you are well. Then you've got Dekaru, man, that's you. Like 6 months back, I was asking about your Japanese name, and you said you're full bogan. Then you've got Lenny Mac says Khan the Aussies. Tigaro is 100% spot on with this. Yep, confidence, and I've been saying the sports psychologists can deal with this. Lee is reminding us that Liverpool are playing Spurs women at 2:15 on BBC Two. If anyone's interested. Lenny Max asks saying, if you bounce the ball in Australia, does it go upside down or right side up? David Shear says we need to have a whipping boy. Kulu was out the club pre-season. Then you've got David saying Werner plays on the left wing and doesn't have a left foot. He has to invert, and defenders know that. If he's not let go in the summer, then it proves Levy's lack of ambition. Nita is saying he has got plenty of speed. It is well sharp, but he leaves his contact lenses in the dressing room. Oh my days. And then good morning all from Just a Harmless Spud is here. Good morning, Just a Harmless Spud. I hope you are well. Now, sorry, Romanshi, I've caught up with the chat. What was you going to say, mate?
No, I was just saying that for today's game, I think I'll still start Werner after everything. I think the way Brighton plays, and Brighton has a very high line just like us, and I think the attributes that Werner has, I think it will suit us. I think I'll still give him a game before I give Mikey Moore run of games. I think I'll still trust Werner for one more game.
Right. Well, going on, segueing in, Tigaro, what are your thoughts for today? What are you expecting for today? You know, what are we going to do? Who do you think? I'm not going to ask you for a score yet. Who do you think the lineup's going to be and whatever?
I think we'll play our usual lineup. I think Mikey will start in the left forward position. I really do. I think Timo's going to be benched. That's what I hope anyway. Everyone else speaks for themselves. Probably the one person that I really want to have a big game today is Pedro. Matoma is crazy with the ball at his feet, and he's just going to keep going at him. So if we can win that sort of battle, I think that's going to put us on pretty well. We could have VDV back with his speed again, the high line. Look, I'm very confident, but I think Pedro Porro is our catalyst today. He's our key player. If he can do that job, because Brighton are gonna play a lot through Matoma.
Cool. Hey, Karu, same to you, mate.
Pardon me.
Is he there? Is Dekaru there? Yeah, Dekaru, what are
Sorry,
your
was
thoughts
that
for today,
me?
mate? Yeah, I said, what are your thoughts for today? Who do you think is going to be the lineup? And no score prediction at the moment, just what your thoughts are for today and the lineup.
Not sure with the lineup. I know coming into these two games, I thought we'd get one win, and that's all I was hoping for. And we've already had that with Man United, so I'm just sitting back this weekend and wanting the best. Does that make sense?
Okay. Romanshi, I'm going to come to you next, mate. Thoughts for today and lineup.
Yeah, so I think before I tell you about my thoughts, I think I just want to say that this year they have signed this really good left back. He's from Turkey. I don't remember his name, but keep a
Kadioglu.
close. Yeah, I think I really rate him very highly. I think he's a really good player, and if he starts, I think he'll create a lot of problems for us. And
He's
about
not.
the
He's
game, I
not. But
think
can I just say? Can I just say he's not a centre back though, Romanchu.
I know he's not.
Kadioglu.
He's a left
Okay.
back. Left back. He's a left back.
Yeah.
I really wanted him to sign. I really wanted Spurs to sign him. I think he could have been a really good Udogi replacement. But yeah, I think. And about today's game, I think will be a tough game, and I really rate their manager really highly. I think they have got a really good manager, and I think it will be a very competitive game where two teams who play exactly the same way will go face to face against each other, and really an intense game.
Same to you, Chang.
Your lineup, I think it's pretty much the same starting 11 that took the pitch at Old Trafford exactly a week ago, last Sunday, with the exception of maybe Timo Werner. If and this is a big if say Big Ange feels that Timo Werner would be better off coming off from the bench as opposed to starting, if that helps him become a super sub, metaphorical super sub, the way we sort of like treated F1 last season. That might activate his confidence rather than throw him into the deep end of the pool straight from kickoff, and the expectations and also the pressure will then be taken off from his shoulders, hopefully, with that weight lifted off from him when he does come onto the pitch, and assuming that we're already leading, or at the very least still on parity with Brighton going to that second half, maybe then we'll see what Werner is made up of. But otherwise, I think it's pretty much status quo as far as our starting 11 is concerned. The game, I think, will be won and lost in midfield, as with many other games. And that midfield trio of Madison, Bentancur, and Kulusevski, I think they have their hands. They will have their jobs cut out for them later this evening. It's only a matter of can we avoid making those silly mistakes, much like what we did towards the latter end of the Ferencváros game, because in that game in midweek, I thought Archie Gray was left exposed time and time again every time he tried to bombard forward. This is why I'm so worried for Pedro Porro. I know it's good that he's being called up back to the Spanish squad, Pedro Porro, now that Daniel Carvajal has confirmed to have torn his Achilles, but he really should tread lightly when it comes to marking or rather trying to play Mitoma off the park. If I were Big Ange, I would actually give serious thought to maybe pushing Porro further up to right midfield or even right wing back, if that means letting Jed Spence start at right back. Although I don't think that's going to happen, because why change your winning formula if you're being broke? So with regards to our starting 11, it's pretty much the same starting 11 from last Sunday. The only question mark remains on Timo Werner, and I'm expecting a close encounter. It's going to be pretty much what we saw towards the latter stages in midweek against Ferencváros, whereby if you are leading by that one solitary goal, then it's up to Mickey Van der Ven and Romero to find us the win. But if not, I would gladly take a draw right now, to be honest with you, Jose, if it means going into the mini international break without a loss for all of us to stew upon for the next fortnight or so. Back to you, Jose.
Right. David Clark says, nothing more to say about Werner. If Moore starts, we win 3-1. If not, we win 2-1. Ash Pete is saying, the funny thing is, Timo's like Emerson Royal. I want to like him because he's a good person, but we have to judge the performance. Bill is saying, a lot of people moaned about Johnson. Now look at him. Could the same not happen with Werner? Come back to that. David Clark says, Brighton's best centre-back is out of the game today. I think he's talking about Van Heck. David Shear has said, got to go, smash the likes, Ty, Jose. Thank you, Jose Tigaro, Chang Deki, the Gong Bogan, Rimanshu, and Chat. Come on, you Spurs. Cheers, David. Take care of yourself, matey. Just a Harbour's Potato says, Brighton are a good team. Anything can happen. I believe it will be a draw. They will press us high. Different challenge for the defenders and the midfield, but a huge chance for our pacey forwards. I've starred 2 questions that we will ask the panel to ask, so I have starred them both. Brighton play a high, but do they press enough is what Ian's asking. Lenny Mack, if you know, you know, because Lenny's saying 1-3 to Spurs, a few stolen Vespers, the Who playing, and Seagulls dropping like Melbourne Stadium. Strap yourself in. He's talking about the film Quadrophenia that was filmed in Brighton. If people didn't understand what you're saying about a few stolen Vespers and the Who playing. Right. So to me, the lineup, I think, is going to be Sai Dancer says, hi everyone, missed most of the games this weekend, been a bit ill. Sai, I hope you feel better, sir. All the very best to you. We send you our best wishes and hope you feel better. Sai, I know that you missed most of the games, but there's still 3 games being played today. If you want to leave your predictions for them 3 games, you can do it on yesterday's the stream from Friday. Go there, leave them. You still got time because it's only 11:30. The first games don't kick off till 2 o'clock. But if you want to get your 3 games inside, then please go and put them there. But we on screen and everyone in the chat wish you the very best and hope that you have a speedy recovery, my friend. So I think the starting lineup is going to be, like I keep saying, the starting lineup, if all the players are fit, it's just you take out Sonny and replace the one person, and that would be Sonny. The odds would have heavily been that it's going to be Timo Werner that gets that position, but that could change after Thursday's performance from Mikey Moore. So where on Sunday against Man United, I was confident it was going to be Werner. Today, I'm not as confident to say to you it's definitely going to be Werner. I reckon it's a more 50-50 call today on Werner or Moore to start that game. I know that a lot of people are crying out for Moore to start. I am one of them as well that's crying out for him to start. But what I will say is, Bill made a comment earlier, and he's quite right. If you watched Ange in his press conference on Friday, I can't remember. It was in the embargo section, so it was in the second part, the one that comes out later. He did refer to things about Timo Werner, and he referred to players being hated upon or being singled out by a section of our support. And 2 weeks later, that was old chip paper, as you say. So Johnson was being frowned upon, and people were up and down about Johnson. Johnson's now got 5 in 5. And so Bill's saying, could it be different? Could it be different for Werner? What I'd say to that, Bill, in my response to that, and I'll ask the panel as well about Werner, is that Werner's been like that for a season and for the whole of last season and now as well. That where you're looking for the improvements in the GAs and stuff like that, they haven't come, and they haven't come last season. So how long do you need confidence for? How long do you need to become and to turn that corner? Because in all honesty, Werner's had a season and 6 games now to do that. That's where I sit on it. How long is it going to take? With Johnson, you saw green shoots last season. With Johnson this season, before he's been slated and that, Johnson was being saved by the keeper, or it was being blocked, or it was hitting a post or hitting a crossbar. He looked a lot closer to getting a goal than Werner does at the moment, and it's just a case of how long do you how long are you going to say that you're going to give him an opportunity to turn that corner? What do you? I'll go to you. I'm going to go reverse order. I'll start with you, Chang.
I think I already covered this earlier with regards to Werner and him getting his confidence back. I think he shouldn't be starting matches simply because the weight of responsibility on his shoulders will be too much for him to bear, especially if you're on a cold streak or you're not getting the rub of the green when it comes to scoring chances or even setting up your teammates for goal scoring opportunities. there is a good reason I feel last season, especially towards the middle or even the latter stages of last season, when Brennan Johnson was viewed more as a super sub rather than a starting 11, because Timo Werner is very similar right now in terms of his confidence levels and also his own his own ability as far as scoring goals and setting up assists is concerned. Putting Werner on the bench and letting him come on, I think, has lots of pros more than cons, actually. If you to think in terms of his fitness levels, if he really is fit, then it will make more sense to let him only come on and then hopefully be able to get goals or set up assists when everyone else around him is tiring or is feeling the fatigue as the match wears on. That is where I felt Brennan Johnson was really excellent in last season, where he was always getting in at the far post, or he's getting at the end of those long raking passes for him to tap in at the far end of the far post. I really feel that might actually work in Timo Werner's favor if he comes on as our super sub, maybe with half an hour to go after about an hour played, and we need fresh legs. Then yes, that I feel is where Timo Werner would be given the best chance to excel. And who knows, when everyone is tiring and if he has the freshest pair of legs on the field, he might even be able to score those chances that he wasn't able to tuck away last Sunday at Old Trafford and also at Budapest. But that's my opinion on Werner, and that's how I would treat him now if I were Big Ange.
Remanchu, same question to you, mate.
I think Jose, in an ideal situation, and if in the future Sonny gets injured, we do have Odegaard and Richarlison, but sadly both of them are also injured right now. So I think Werner is an automatic selection because honestly we are paying very high wages for him. It is around 165,000 K, I think, and we need to use him. But obviously Mikey Moore is also there, and other than that, I think Solanke, Johnson, and other people, I think lineup is going to stay the same. I think, but for today, my stance, you guys know my stance. I think I would like to give Werner one more chance.
Okay, fair enough. Dekaru?
I think I made a comment in the Man United game that Werner is a fantastic player. He just doesn't know what that rectangular thing with the net is. So I'm with Chang all the way up. I wouldn't start him. He's actually really, really good at getting that sort of actually running forward. Just don't let him shoot.
Okay, fair enough. Ty?
First things first, I just want to say to Dakaru, because I've seen Bogan mentioned a couple of times, which always makes me laugh. Very Australian thing. I just want to say, mate, have you got your moccasins and flanny on and your blaring K-San in the Kingswood?
Look, I am from, I've said it in the chat, I'm from Wollongong, and not only from Wollongong, I'm from Dapto, which was voted 3 years in a row the bogan capital of Australia. So it's about as, my entire life has been basically trying to dig myself out of the hole that I was born into. That's pretty much life. So, yeah.
Mate, we all love the Dapto dogs, and honestly, I've seen Bogan a couple of times, and I think of a Kingswood, I think of moccasins, I think of a flannelette shirt, and I think of cold chisel.
You see Dapto dogs, and that's what I grew up with on the street, the neighbours, everything. So,
mate,
yeah.
won a lot of cash at Dapto. So, mate, all power to you, legend. All right, where were we? Timo, I think I've said my part before. Again, hashtag hypnotize Timo. Where were we? Timo is a potentially extremely valuable player. He was born in to be a backup to Son. Now he can be a backup to Mikey Moore. Now that Odegaard's out, if Brennan Johnson goes down, he can potentially go on the right and be probably even more effective. The sad thing is he's actually got a really good left foot. We saw it on Thursday. That ball he crossed to Lancashire that only just missed. The ball was perfect. But again, it's all up here with him. That's the part he's got to figure out, and only he can do it. The club can put everything in his path. Maybe they haven't thought about the hypnotism route, but I'd strongly advise if Daniel Levy, Ange Postecoglou, Johan Lang, Rob McKenzie, whoever from that hierarchy manages to listen to the show, look at alternative methods to get him back on track, because there's a serious player there, and we're just not seeing it. And regardless of the cash, I don't care if he's worth $10 or $165K a week. We need better. So hopefully it gets sorted. I want to see Mikey Moore on the left tonight, and hopefully we do the business.
Fair enough. Just a harmless potato. I missed this earlier. Hey, I just found out I'm a member. Who was a goat that gifted me the membership probably 2 days ago? I just had a look, and I can't tell you who it was, but it can be one of two people. The day that you were gifted, the two people that gifted memberships that day were Alan Rakdos Madness and Peter Kagayas. So it's either one of them. I couldn't pinpoint which one of them it was, but it's either one of them that you'd need to thank, or thank them both, because I couldn't tell you which one it was. But the show that gave you, looking back now, was one of them two people. Who we got here? We got Paul G says, "Good morning, you bloody legends." Good morning to you, Paul G. I hope you are well. Right. So, Carl, I'm trying to catch it. It says, "Yeah, it's me, Hell Weekend too. Doing my absolute best to find enjoyment. Tried Jess's quiz, but my performance was depressing." Just a harmless potato says, I expect Werner to start, not because he's the better player, but because of managing the match load. Moore will be eased into the team and come on in the 60th or 65th minute for Werner. Just a harmless potato says, reading between the lines, and spoke a lot about Werner in the presser. I think he will start. Paul G says he's not bad, but he's looking forward to the game today. Lenny Mack says, not going to lie, if BMW bought out a scooter called Das Werner, I would buy it.
That's very funny.
Side Dancer says, Adama Traore reminds me of Werner, all pace with no end product. Let me see who else we've got. All right, here we go. Phil Bidwell. Good morning, Phil. Says, you have a bigger expectation with Werner than Johnson, as Werner has much more experience. Lenny Macklin says, Werner's the slice of pizza that the chef forgot to put pepperoni on. Daniel Coy says, Werner and fantastic don't go in the same sentence. He's a pace merchant, and that's it. Ash P is referring to you both, Tigara and Dekaru, saying that must be the single most Australian conversation I've ever heard. And Paul G's agreeing. He's agreeing with your conversation. Being the most Australian. And then you've got Lenny Matt says, if you go to Wollongong, you went wrong.
Harsh. Very harsh.
Just the hardest says, thank you, Jose. Thank you to Raptors Madness and Peter Kagayas, legends. Ian Meth says, saying, Graham, we saw the Who in Edinburgh last summer. They were outstanding. And then everyone else is talking to each other. So I suppose I'm going to have to ask the question then of you guys. I think the lineup will be, and the Romanchu is saying that he believes that Romero should get a rest. I'm not sure whether I'm not the same train Romanchu, because these players all go away for international duty for 2 weeks. And as I keep saying, I don't think that they wouldn't train to the intensity that we train at club level, because the players owned by the club, not owned by the national team. And they wouldn't train to the intensity that they would do at club level, being away on international duty. So therefore, it's more taxing if they were staying behind than going away. So for me, Romero had his break because he didn't play against Carabao because he was suspended. So I fully believe that Romero will be back in the side today. So people, fitness permitting, I expect Vicario to be in goal. I expect Pedro Porro, the doggy, to be the fullbacks. Van der Ven and Romero to be our centre-backs. I expect the midfield to be Bentancur, Madison and Kulu. And the front line is Johnson, Solanke and another and that another could be a tosser between two players, right? So that's what I expect the team to be. Now, if players are all fit and that's the team, right? Romanchu, what is your score like? What do you think is going to happen today? How's the game going to go, and what's your score line going to be?
Well, I think Johnson is going to score again. This is what I hope for today. I think the scoreline is going to be 3-2. I think 3-2 Spurs. I think we're going to win this game, but it will be a high-scoring game just because of the way both the teams play. And 3-2 with them scoring 2 goals and we scoring 3 goals. And other than that, I think Boro will score with a shot outside the box. And if I really hope if Werner plays today, I think he should get a goal today. That's my prediction.
Okay, so so 3-2 for Romanchu. Chang.
So I'm going for a 2-1 away win for Tottenham Hotspur in this fixture that kicks off in just under 5 hours from now. And I would really love to see Brennan Johnson get 6 in 6. He's the one player in our entire, if of all the 10 outfield players in the squad, I really want him to score. I couldn't care less if he come away with a 1-1 draw. As long as he scores 6 in 6 in all competitions. This has got to be the single most miraculous and astounding turnaround by anyone who's ever put on Lily White, fresh off the defeat at the hands of Woolwich in the North London derby, and deactivating his social media accounts has got the single stroke, the smartest stroke of genius I've ever seen from any of our players off the pitch, as far as dealing with their own personal lives and managing themselves psychologically when it comes to distractions off the pitch. And if we do get another goal apart from Brennan Johnson's goal, I would love to see Solanke get 4 in 4 domestic competitions for him. I think it is very important that Solanke gets as many goals from between now and before Richarlison, if he ever does rejoin us again. I think Solanke really has to build up this momentum that he has with him now, build up a head of steam, and come out of the blocks firing the moment the mini international break is over, because the moment that mini international break is over, the games will be coming very thick, very fast and thick for not just for him but for everyone. So yeah, I'm sticking with my 2-1 prediction that I made yesterday on Kate's Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs channel, and my predicted goal scorers would be Solanke and Brennan Johnson. Back to you, Fa.
Jose, before you move on, can you please take this question?
I've started the questions already. I said we were going to answer them after. Sorry, Dekaru, your go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like Brighton is such a good team. I think it's going to be sort of neck and neck, and I'm really hoping that I'm thinking like 2-2 with like 20 minutes to go, and we bring on the youngsters and they make a massive difference. I would love to see Mikey Moore sort of really step up, because I think I really like the fact that he got the 90 minutes midweek, and I'd love to see him come on in the last 20 and put the winner into the back of the net. So I'm going 3-2.
3-2 as well. So it's 2 3-2s and a 2-1. And Taigaru is. I know. Taigaru, do you know what I did? I've looked at yours and Chang's predictions for this week's predictions, and I know exactly what you two were going to say. I just didn't know what Dekaru and Romanchu were going to say to me. But Taigaru,
right, I'm breaking up really badly. I'm not hearing anything.
You might as well let the world know, Taigaru. What's your prediction for today? What's going to happen, and what's your score?
Brighton 2, Spurs 3. Solanke to score 4 in 4. Brennan Johnson to score 6 in 6. And the mighty Lily White Express, Mickey van der Ven, to score. Come on, you Spurs. And look, to be honest, the way they both play, and I saw in the press conference that Herzler actually visited and spoke to Ange and looked at the training and all that sort of stuff.
Last year,
So I'll tell you what, this is going to be a hell of a game. I would not be surprised if this goes to 6-4 or 5-3, a bit like the Brentford game last night. You know, just strap in because I think it's going to be a cracker. But yeah, like I said, I'll stick with my initial prediction, 3-2, and long live the Lily White Express. Mickey van der Ven, what a player. Probably the most valuable centre back in the world at the moment, if not the most sought after. He's just, I don't even have the superlatives to describe him. Come on, you Spurs.
Don't say sought after, please, Tigaro, because we want to keep him at our club.
I know we wouldn't keep him, but what other centre back in the world can do what he does?
I haven't seen anybody do what he does, but
Exactly.
I'm told on paper there are others, but I've never seen these others. And to me, instead of being on paper, I need evidence of it. So before Van der Ven came to us, right, I'd been told that Van der Ven was this speed monster, speed merchant, blah, blah, blah. And I was being told that. I had to go and watch videos of Van der Ven, and I thought to myself, wow. So I've actually seen it, but there's other players that people talk about, but it's all on paper. There's no videos. I've not seen any, live reels of these people doing exactly what they're supposed to be meant to be doing. But with Van der Ven, I saw it, and now I've seen it from my own eyes at my club. So,
mate, on paper, I can be the Australian Prime Minister. On paper, I'm a citizen. I can vote. I can elect. I can do all that, but it's never going to happen. Paper means nothing. Screw it up and throw it in the bin until you see it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Reality rules. Mickey van der Ven is going to be, if not already, but he will definitely be, because he's only 23, maybe just turned 24. I guarantee you, I'll put it down now. He will be in 2 or 3 years outright the best centre back in the world, and he will be worth more money than anyone else playing football at the moment, including Mbappe, Yamal. Lock it in. He's a freak. And congrats on whoever scouted him, whether it was Ange or Lang or Mackenzie or Paratici, whoever it was. Best thing to happen to Tottenham in the last 5 years.
I think it was Gabonini. It was Gabonini who scouted him.
That's high praise. Just Harmless Potato says, when did Basuma get subbed off? He didn't. He played the whole 90, just Harmless Potato, against Ferencváros. And just Harmless is putting in his lineup there. And the only difference is he's put in Biss instead of Bentancur. And then you've got, who else has got a lineup? Graham has gone in with Timo, Dom, and BJ. So basically, the same lineup I said earlier. The only toss of a coin was on the left-hand side. Ian says he can only see the team that I've selected, but that's the team that Graham has selected as well. And then just Harmless Potato says, oh, then Basuma's not starting. My prediction for today, boring. I've been boring today. I've gone for Brighton 0, Spurs 2, because I love myself a clean sheet. I always love a clean sheet. And, this season we have 3 of them. Last season, we didn't have many. I think we had 4 in the whole season last season. But we've already got 3 this season in all competitions. So I love myself a clean sheet, because then all the haters that say that we concede. Well, clean sheets means you don't concede. So therefore, I'm always going to throw in a clean sheet. So I've gone for 0-2. Brighton, just to put people in the picture, I had Grant on Thursday, a view from Brighton. He's a guy that I play football with, and he came on and did a stream on Thursday, and he actually had Tottenham to win, and was really down on their chances facing Tottenham now at the moment. On Friday, I played football, and the boys from Brighton that I played with, some of them are really good footballers, by the way, the ones that I play with, and some that came off the pitch before our game that we went onto the pitch. There's some Brighton supporters there who I know, and I had a chat with them all, and not one Brighton supporter I spoke to Friday gave Brighton a chance of winning this game. So Brighton themselves are pretty down on this game. They reckon that this game is all for Tottenham to win, and that Brighton don't have a chance. If Tottenham turn up, they reckon that will turn them over. This is what all their supporters are saying, and it's not they're saying it in jest or anything like that, and they're saying, you know, to try and get role reversal or, you know, mind games. They were actually frank about the possibility of them not getting a point at all out of this game. So it's just to let you know where supporters sit at the moment. Right, so we've got 2 questions to finish the show off, and first one's come from Graham, and I'll start with Taigaro. It says, will the addition of Yang in January impact on the left wing pecking order?
In one word, no.
Okay.
Yang's a project player. He's going to be our, pardon the term, because Yang's obviously got a lot of talent. He's in the South Korean squad, and he's, you know, and people poo-poo on Asian football, but let me tell you, it's very, very competitive. You know, Saudi Arabia's in that as well, and they've got billions and billions of dollars to spend. But no, Yang won't make any impact at all, not at least next year or the year after. He's going to be a cash cow when Sonny decides to finish up, and he'll be our link to the Asian market. Sorry, just being pragmatic.
I'm gonna ask you, because you might know a bit more about this player than the rest of us, I think. So what do you think about this question from Graham?
I think Mr. Taigaro has pretty much said everything there is to say about this Yang Min-hyuk. He is one for the future. He is, I would say, is even further behind the pecking order. If you were to rate, say, Will Langshear or Solanke, or even not Parrot, Scarlett. Yes, Scarlett, Dane Scarlett. There is potential for him, but until he does prove himself, it's merely just potential. And much like Luka Vuskovic, I really am looking forward to seeing him one day putting on lily white and playing for us in nature. But until that time, I think the jury is still out on him, whether he will be making the sort of impact we are seeing now from Brennan Johnson, or Mickey Van der Ven, or even Kulusevski, if it comes to that. And as far as Yang Min-hyuk is concerned, I think we will just have to wait and see, because he still has a long, long way to go. Not even at Spurs, even in the Korean national squad too, for that matter.
Fair enough. Romanshu, what are your thoughts on this question?
I think when it comes to these kind of signings where we sign a player and send them on a loan to their parent club and then they come back to us, I think historically we have done it with Udogi and then with Bergwall and also Pape Matar, and they have all been a hit. So I think if he comes to us and he gets a good run of games and he does well, why not? He can be starting for us. And if he doesn't fit, I think we should send him on a loan to a top 5 European club, and then I mean club from a top 5 European league, and then see what happens. I think we should not be in a mode where we rush things for him. I think he's still a young player, and I think we should give him time. And he won't start instantly for us, but I think in the future, I think he has the talent and he would start for us.
So for me, I think that with this question, it's hard to say, because what would be interesting for me is if he does play in the same position as Sonny. What would be interesting for me is that Sonny is now out of the South Korean games. So with Sonny being out, because Sonny gets selected by South Korea every single game. Sonny doesn't get arrested in South Korea. He plays every single game. And with him being out of the side now for the next 2 games because he's not on international duty, does give Yang a chance to start for South Korea in place of Sonny? And if so, I don't think they'll give him 2 games because the international break, international managers seem to give people a rest. So you play either one whole game or you might play a part in 2 games, but not play full 90 minutes in both. They kind of rest players a bit more than what they used to. So Yang, will he get a start? Is what I'd be looking at. Will he get a start for South Korea? And if he does, it's what he then looks like. Apparently, I've not seen much of the Korean the K League, but apparently he's ripping it up in the K League. I'm being told he's really ripping it up. He's assists. I don't know about his goals, but I know that he's getting a lot of assists out there at the moment. So to me, it remains to be seen, will he actually play for South Korea now that Son is out of the international? And as I say that, we have Hanno. Good. What time is it? You in the afternoon, Hanno?
Yeah, afternoon.
Okay, so
1 p.m.
Okay, so good afternoon to you, Hanno. How are you,
Good
mate?
afternoon to you as well. I'm good, Jose. Be up to all of you guys. Yeah, I thought I'd just pop in for a quick second. Just talk about whatever. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Well, before I go on to the
Hello,
next,
my South African friend.
sorry.
What did you say? Sorry.
I just said in my accent. I just said hello, my South African friend.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
So, do you know much about this chap? If you're going to answer the question, do you know much about him or not?
No, I've never
Okay.
heard of the act.
Okay, so Tottenham have bought this young Korean. They purchased him at the start of this season. He remains in the K League until he doesn't come to Tottenham until January or February of next year, and he's gone. Right, that was quick. He's gone. People in the chat. People in the chat, can you give us your predictions for the scores today? So far, I only have 2 predictions. He's back again. Right. So he's a player that was bought by Tottenham, purchased in the summer, but won't come to us. Loaned back to his club, won't come to us till January or February of next year. Young South Korean, plays in the same position as Heung-min Song.
For me, I think I don't think Son will. I don't even know what you guys do with Son, to be honest. Because Son doesn't work on the left anymore, and so I think it won't affect the pecking order that much because I think Son will be playing backup striker as the season progresses. I think, or maybe go with a 2 up front type thing, or Son in the cam if sometimes maybe so. But if it comes in, depends how guys do in the cups. He will probably start in the cups, but he'll probably be second choice or maybe even third choice. Yeah, but second choice if he's lucky. So yeah.
Right. So just for those people that don't know Hanno, Hanno is a Chelsea supporter.
Chelsea.
And has his own channel. He's a good guy, Hanno, and he's part of the community. And I'm glad that he's come on, to be honest. But before I go, we've got one other question to answer before we finish up that's been asked by another person. But before we go, you play today as well, don't you?
Yeah, we played today. Same time as United.
You play Forest, don't you, today?
Yeah, Forest. Forest at home.
How do you? Do you know what? I'm looking at your prediction. I can see your prediction because Hanno is in the predictions league as well. I've seen your prediction for today's game. Will you be putting out the same side you did against Brighton last week?
I expect it to be the same side. For me, I think Neto should come into the starting 11. Madueke has looked poor in the last 2 games, so bringing Neto in has been good. But That's what I would do. I don't think it will happen because, next week they play a full 90 against what are the name? In the Conference League.
Genk.
Ghent, yes, against Ghent. So he played a full 90, so I don't expect him there. Yeah, it will be mostly the same team that played against Brighton, and we didn't need any of our A team basically. So in the game versus Ghent, because the game was basically finished, so they got a good rest. They didn't have to play. So yeah, I think with Forest, the difficult thing with them is they play back five, so they have that extra defender every time, and then there's a low block as well. So we have to find a way to break that down. That will be our biggest challenge. And of course, last season they did beat us there at the bridge, but that was under that fraud legend of you guys.
So a lot of the Chelsea people that I know and that I play football with as well down where I live, and that because I play football 3 times a week, so I get to see supporters from a lot of other clubs. A lot of the Chelsea boys that I speak to, they say that Fernandes has been absolute garbage and that he needs replacing at Chelsea. Do you share that as well, or has he been playing well in your eyes?
He has been garbage. He played well in the West Ham game. And I didn't watch the Brighton game, but of what I heard, he was decent in the Brighton game. So yeah, but West Ham he had a good game. But other than West Ham and Brighton, he's been shambolic. So yeah, do we need another midfielder? I think in our strongest 11 with Lavia, if Lavia does come back from Lavia, it's Lavia and Caicedo. I don't think I see a space for Enzo in our best team. But he's got that price tag, unfortunately. And he's got that big reputation of.
Yeah, I was going to say he's also a World Cup winner.
yeah. So he's got that reputation. So sometimes it's just forced to start him.
Yeah. So just to let you know that you've gone for a 2-0 victory today, haven't you, to Chelsea?
Yeah, 2-0.
So just to let you know, on the panel, Jose has gone 3-0 to Chelsea.
Okay.
And I'm looking further down to these people I've got. Let me have a look who I've got here. Chang has gone 3-0 to Chelsea.
Hey, you guys loving the Chelsea? You don't want to come this side? More than welcome.
And Tigaro has gone 4-0 to Chelsea. See, this is the beauty of running predictions league. I can see what people have said because I've got the scores in front of me.
That's a backing up. You can come over to this side. It's better here. It's better.
Yeah, but we've all backed Tottenham to win today, and some people have gone for greater results. But yeah, it seems to be in the predictions. It seems to be a whitewash of people going for a home victory for Chelsea and also for an away victory for Tottenham. So we'll have to wait and see. Right, moving on to the last question because it was asked by Ash, and she says, "Can someone please come up with a better name for our Wonder Kids than Ange's Angels?" So you know you had Fergie's Fledglings or whatever they had, and you had Busby's Babes and stuff like that. It's time to put your thinking caps on. Ash wants to know, what do we call the youngsters for Ange? Anyone want to take that first? Tigaro's going. Go on, Tigaro. He's thought about it.
I'm pinching this off a journo in the press conference. I'm going to go Postecoglou's Prodigies.
Okay, so Ash, there you go. Postecoglou's Prodigies is what you got. You got that from Tigaro. So we can...
and before I go any further, I just want to say my 4-0 prediction for the CFC Cole Football Club was solely based on my brain. My heart wants them to get thumped 7-0. So I just wanted to clarify that. So sorry, Hando. I apologise in advance, mate. But yeah, CFC, Cole Football Club, or Club Full of Clowns. Yeah, you'll win
Yeah.
4-0, you lose 7-0.
Okay.
I just want to be
won
objective.
7-0, yeah.
All love, brother.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, but
You-
I have to go now. Sorry, Josh.
all
I
right,
just
thanks, Hannah.
wanted to
Listen,
talk.
take care. God bless,
Take care,
and I
man.
hope you have a good stream later, mate.
You guys as well. Cheers.
All right, take care, mate. You've got Daikaru says Spurs Spuds is what he'd call them. What about you, Chan? What's your name for this group of youngsters?
Angers Lily Kids.
Angie's Lily Kids. So everything else is AA, BP, and you've gone for an AL. We're doing well. That kind of rhymes. I get it. I get it. It kind of rhymes.
You could do
And
Levy Lily Kids. That's LL.
Chan would get shot if he went with that.
No, he'd get shot
I
by
would
3/4 with a
I
fucking baseball.
would get hung, drawn, and quartered for that.
Romanshu, what would you call the group?
I have no idea, man. I don't have any idea what to call them. I wanted them to name as a Powerpuff Girls character like Buttercup, Blossom, and Bubbles, but I got no idea, man.
God, I'm trying to think of something as well. I'm gonna call them Angie's Avengers.
Not bad.
Angie's,
Not bad.
Angie's Avengers Assembled. Go for AAA. I'm going to give you a AAA. Instead of an AA, I'm going to give you a AAA. Angie's Avengers Assembled. Or Angie's Assembled Adventures. So, you know, there's a different one for you there. Who you got here? You've got Graham says Tottenham Teenies. Oh, right. Angie's Chemtam's coming in with Angie's Diaper Rash Kids.
No, that's shocking.
Paul G is Hot Shot Hotspur Hitters. There's a Triple H there. Triple H, we've got a Triple A, and now we've got a Triple H.
Triple H, it's all about the game.
Lee Smithy Smith says, I just call them whippersnappers. And look who's here. Look, it's the man from Shropshire himself, the leader from Shropshire, Phil Coys. Hello, Phil. I hope you're well, mate. Good afternoon to you. Missed you on the predictions this week, mate. But there's 3 games to go today. If you want to score any points, mate, it's your call. And that would need to be on Friday's stream. Leave them there, and I'll take your 3 predictions if you want to enter, Phil. No pressure. Lenny Mack says, Tottenham Hammers, mate, or Melbourne Massive? Fair enough. That's another one. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I said I'd go for 2 hours. I've gone for slightly longer. Can I thank each and every one of you that have been in the chat? I'd like to thank the people that have been on the panel today, which includes Daikaru, Hanu, Eugene, Romanshu, Chang, and Taigaro. Thank you very much for coming on. I did have a comment on here to say but it appeared last night when I set this show up 8. I sent the link out 8 hours ago before the show started. So it was 2 o'clock in the morning for me, and I saw a comment in it, and I'm not sure whether it's still here anymore. No, it's not. It appeared last night when I was setting it up, but now that we started the show, it's not here. And it's come from Bobby K. And Bobby K says that I'm being out of order because I'm setting shows up at 5 o'clock in the morning, Canadian time. So he's got a point. So what I'm going to do is we've got a 2-week international break. So as this keeps saying, this channel is for all the members and I'm here for them all. I'm going to do another member show. I've been doing them practically every week or every other 2 weeks, which is it's a lot more than what other people do. But I'm gonna do, now we've got the international break. I'm gonna find a way of doing one within the next week where I do it later, and I do it in the evening, which will be the Australian guys' morning. Because then like that I can get the North Americans, because they're saying that I'm putting it on at a time when they can't get to see it. So I will address that and make sure, because I do want to address everybody. The biggest supporters and the people that keep donating to this channel are the Australian people, and therefore I've been putting it on times when it suits the Australians, and I will continue to do that because they are the main supporters. So I will continue to do that, but I will change a timing. Instead of making it in early evening for the Australians, the next one will probably be morning for the Australians, so I can accommodate the North Americans as well. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. And any final words from you, Romanshu?
Yeah. What?
I'm just waiting for you. If you have any final words.
Okay, so I think hopefully we'll win it. And one thing that I've noticed is whenever Winterpool plays with his black studs on, we often win. So I'm hoping that Wintercore plays with his black studs.
Black studs? Are you talking about studs underneath his boot? Yeah. Hello, Romanshu? I don't know. I must have lost him. I've lost him. Sorry. He's dropped out. Tigaro, any last words from you, sir?
Well, first things first, that laugh I just had, the Romanshu's dog's got either really, really bad timing or exceptional timing. That was I found that quite funny. Mate, I just want to say, oh, I don't know. Somebody, you said, do you have any final words? And then a dog barked like 3 times.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
Oh, was it your dog, was it? Oh, sorry. Well, I hope I didn't offend Romanshu, because I found that very funny, because you asked him to have a couple of last words and I heard a dog barking. Again, no disrespect. I just, again, found it quite humorous. Just want to say, mate, thanks for everything you do with the community, allowing people from all over the world to come on this channel, have their thoughts, feelings, etc., about Spurs. Really appreciate it. Look, let's all hope, dream, heart and heart, Spurs win tonight, and yeah, come on you Spurs, and yeah, remember #hypnotize Timo. Let's do it.
Hypnotize Timo. We'll have to start using that as a hashtag. Hypnotize Timo. Chang, sir. What's your final words? You are on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I've unmuted myself, and I mean, we kick off in just over 4 hours from now. I really am looking forward to this match, and what a turnaround by the lads since the North London defeat. I mean, I'm not going to go on too long about this. I'm just going to say my piece about this. But I think most of us were actually dreading the following match immediately after that North London derby, because it was 2 consecutive league losses to Newcastle United and Arsenal. And I don't think no one could have expected us to win 5 in 5. To win 6 in 6 will be, I think, quite a remarkable turnaround, although it's still very much early doors, much like the 10-game undefeated run we had at the beginning of last season. But here's to us keeping up with this momentum. Here's to us challenging on all fronts, hopefully come January or February of next year. And yeah, without that, without further ado, all I have to say now is, come on you Spurs, come on you mighty Lily Whites, up the lads, and have a fantastic end to the weekend, everybody.
Fantastic. Sorry, I'm just making sure. So I will be back tomorrow to give the update on the results show. On the results of this week's Premiership games, for the predictions, for the Fantasy Premier League, and for Predict the Prem. for everybody. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I will do the show for that, so you can all catch up where you were. Sorry, Anthony Herbert is here saying, big up Jose. I hope you're well, mate. Hi, Anthony. I hope you're well, sir. Good win for you guys yesterday. And then you got Lord Rodney Trotter says hashtag Hogtie Timo. And Vindaloo is here. Good afternoon. Says big up lads. Good for today. Thank you very much, Vindaloo. So yeah, so tomorrow I will be putting on I'll do the prediction show. I'd like to thank everybody that's joined today on the chat and everybody that's partaken on the screen. You guys are the ones that make the show. Yeah, Phil Coys, I've got your 3 predictions. I've now put them in, mate. Anyone else wants to get their 3 predictions in for today that's missed out this week? If you leave them on screen now, I will put you in for this week's predictions. But you only get today's 3 games if you want. But yeah, no, thank you very much. And I will do another member show. Either it'll be within the week. So if it's during the week or by next weekend, I will be doing another member show, so all members can come on and have their say, and have a bit of fun. You know, we are a community here, and have a bit of fun and have some football chatter as well. But I thank you all because you're all absolutely brilliant. I just saw a comment up here, and I'm just gonna. He makes me laugh every time he comes in here, Lenny Mac. Where is his comment? Oh, here we go. Lenny Mac says, Jose gives me Terry Venables vibes. Love it. That's why the channel's called El Tel. El Tel Cockerel. But yeah, no, thank you very much, Lenny, and thank you for being here. You've made me laugh all show. And then you've got Romanshu. Yeah, I thanked you, Romanshu, for being on here. Bye, guys. Probably network problem. I hope Bentacle plays with black boots on. I thought you said black studs. So I was thinking to myself, I've never noticed what colour studs people wear. But it's black boots he means. Okay, so if he wears his black boots, we're on for a good game from him, is what he's saying. But yeah, guys, your final words. Any outros that you have before we go? I know that Chan has one, but I'm going to let Tigaro go first because Chan's got a loud one.
Yeah, look, I'll just say, look, again, thanks to you, Jose. Thanks to everyone who joined the member stream tonight. You're all legends. I hope I didn't scare you enough with my bizarre sense of humor. You're all legends. Blessed to all of you. We're all united in a common interest. Come on, you Spurs, and yeah, let's hope we take the 3 points at Brighton tonight. I'm pumped. I'll be dropping Z's. I'll be deep asleep, so I'm hoping I wake up with a big smile on my face. Cheers to all. Bless.
Thank you very much, Tigaro. Chang.
What can I say? This is going to be a rallying cry for Big Ange, the lads, and the Spurs fans who've been watching in 4 hours from now. And big up to everybody for even joining in or participating or even watching this, whether it's live or in playback. But up the lads, up the Spurs, and come on, you Spurs!
And that for me that's the rallying cry, because for me it's come on, you mighty Spurs, and in the Big Ange, we trust. Thanks everyone. Take care. Goodbye.